Hey everyone, and welcome to another Valorant news breakdown by Skillcapped. We got some absolutely insane news to cover today. The pro player Shazam having a hot take on the current state of the pro scene. Brimstone got hit with some secret nerfs that are actually game-changing and not a lot of players know about. And a #1 ranked player in Europe and pro player was banned for cheating. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss this one. Now, for our question of the day, if you could make one change to Valorant, any change you want, what would it be? For me personally, it would be hard to pick just one. You have improvements to ranked, nerfing the run and gun accuracy on the Stinger and Frenzy, just to name a few. However, if I could change one thing, it would be to have more maps. I personally feel that Valorant doesn't get a ton of new content, it can feel a bit stale at times. And I've noticed that the introduction of new agents hasn't always had that big impact that I originally thought it would in terms of keeping things fresh. However, new maps always make me the most excited and reinvigorates my interest in the game whenever they are released. But let me know what you guys think. If you could make one change to Valorant, what would it be? Let us know in the comment section below as we read all of them and would love to hear the community's thoughts. Alright, so jumping into our first story, and it's a juicy one. The pro player and streamer Shazam recently expressed his thoughts on pro play on his stream, and it absolutely blew up online. So to give some quick context before we jump into the clip, Shazam plays for the pro North American team Sentinels. They recently lost a few games to LG and Immortals in the VCT tournament, and he decided to respond to some criticism that his team lacking strategic depth caused them to drop these games. So let's check out the clip.
There's people saying that like we don't have strats or something, or our strats are outdated. Like, can someone please show me like the 6 strat that LG, that Immortals are doing that we aren't? Dude, these teams are just taking duels. There's no intricate strategy or intricate tactics that's happening right now. Like, nobody's doing anything different from us. They're picking Reyna, they're contacting sites, they're taking Vandal duels and trying out the aim-out duel and take a site. There's nothing intricate happening. That's why it's so random. That's why 100 Thieves loses, TSM loses. Fucking, it's hard to be consistent when the fucking game is not what they envision about abilities and being tactical. People are just buying Vandals and taking crazy fights. Thief is insane. He's insane aim. He's randomly pushing and taking duels. If he's solo out of sight, he's solo on attack. You know, but it's not.
So yeah, some strong words there, and obviously got some people talking, and a lot of the discussion started to take the narrative of North American pro play compared to European pro play. For those of you who don't keep up with the pro scene, there's been a trend throughout Valorant's short history of North American teams running more duelist-heavy compositions, and playing a more scrappy, full burst into sight and look to win the aim duels kind of style. However, in Europe, there's always been a trend of more innovation in team compositions and strategies. And so in many ways, yeah, Shazam is kind of right in that we're seeing this heavy gunfight meta in the pro scene, but that's more predominant in North America. To give you some context, in the last major tournament, First Strike, Europe pioneered the Viper pick on Icebox and Bind, as well as bringing Brimstone to Bind prior to his buffs. At the same time, the European team that won the tournament, Team Heretics, used high-level default strategies and rotations to take that win, along with being the only major team to run Sage in all of their team compositions. In comparison, North American typically ran Omen and Jett on all maps, backed up by more heavy duelist picks like Phoenix, Reyna, and Raze. So in terms of how this all applies to the more average player, well, in all ranks, duelist pickups are becoming more and more popular. This does make sense given that a lot of the utility agents like Sage, Omen, Killjoy, and Cypher have all received nerfs, while a lot of the duelists have remained unscathed. But what do you guys think? Is this a product of Valorant's balanced choices, or is it more North America's reluctance to innovate with more strategic focused play? I'm curious what you guys think. And if you want to improve fast, win more gunfights, and get the rank you've always wanted, then there's nothing better than our hyper improvement system at skillcapped.com, link in the description below. It's there you'll not only find over 700 premium Valorant guides organized in structured courses that are easy to follow and optimized to help you improve as fast as possible, but we also have an expanding library of live Smurf commentaries, a feature that no one else offers. These are by some of the top Valorant players breaking down how you too can climb out of every rank in Valorant, ranging from Iron to Diamond. And all of this can be unlocked with absolutely no risk with our rank improvement guarantee, so click the link in the description below, head to skillcapped.com, and get the rank you've always wanted. Alright, so for our second news story, there was actually a huge nerf to Brimstone and Jett smokes that shipped on patch 2.02 that flew completely under the radar. In the patch notes, Riot said they fixed an issue where various abilities did not work inside Brimstone and Jett smokes, even when they were visible to their target. Now, due to how this was phrased, players didn't exactly know what this meant, but now that the patch is live, what players have realized is that abilities like Raze's Boombot and Sova's Recon Bolt, which prior to this change could be dodged by hiding in these smokes, now will spot any enemies trying to hide inside of them. What caused a lot of confusion was the fact that this change was listed under the bug fixes category of the patch notes, despite most players not thinking of this ever as a bug and instead was just a tactical feature of smokes themselves. After these changes, a Riot developer actually responded to give more clarity. He said, "This is correct. These abilities don't completely negate the smoke. They just see the same way a player does inside the smoke, instead of the smoke completely blinding them. A sonar dart inside of a smoke will not reveal you if you are outside it, and vice versa, but if you are both inside of the smoke together, it can reveal you." So basically what this all means is that if you're inside a smoke with an ability, it's going to spot you now. This whole issue also shared some parallels with their recent flash changes. For those of you who don't know, in the last patch, Riot actually changed the visuals of the flashes. Again, this change was included in the bug fix section, causing more confusion. And for this reason, the developer added this, and the flash visual effects changes were in the bug fixes section this time around and could have probably used some more explanation around our philosophies behind them, similar to the normal balance changes we shipped. So yeah, definitely some really big changes and not at all what I would consider to be a bug, but it looks like Riot learned their lesson and will improve how they communicate these changes moving forward. And for our final news story of the day, a former #1 ranked EU pro player was actually banned for cheating. This story is even crazier than it sounds at first. So in a translated tweet, Riot announced that as a result of the evaluations made by the Riot Games fraud protection team, it was determined that Nisei was cheating in a ranked match and was banned from all official Riot Games organizations for 12 months. So the pro team he was on immediately dropped him after this announcement. So far, it was a normal response. But here's where it gets a little crazy. Nisei actually posted a twitlonger, which obviously had to be translated, where he said, "I'm not so stupid enough to cheat just because I am Radiant in a competitive match." We then asked Riot what third-party software detected the cheat. "Would you show us evidence? We are under community pressure," and they said they would not. "I personally think I have been wronged. If they had actually detected that I was cheating, a permanent ban would have been applied." So Nisei is requesting that Riot gives out more details of his ban, what detected it, and what cheat was used. And so far, Riot hasn't responded to this and has stayed silent. For those of you wondering why Riot wouldn't just immediately release the details of the ban, it's very common practice when it comes to combating cheats to try not to release any details on how cheats were detected. This is because if you tell someone how you caught them cheating, well, a bunch of cheaters will learn from that and come up with a new way to circumvent the system. It's basically a constant cat and mouse game, and so it's standard procedure for game companies to release very little details around cheating bans. There is a good chance that Nisei knows this, so by asking for Riot to release the details and to kind of imply not releasing the details means something shady is going on, could be more of a way to try and spin the narrative in his favor than him actually wanting the info, but who knows, it's all speculation. In the end, it is kind of funny how one of his main points is that if he was truly cheating, they would have banned him for longer. My personal thoughts are that his ban did seem kind of light. I mean, only a 1-year ban for cheating seems a bit on the low end, especially with so much drama recently around cheating in FPS games. You'd think Riot would want to set examples and give harsher punishments early on in the Valorant esports scene. I mean, I guess it's possible they only caught him cheating in 1 game, and so that's the reason for the lighter punishment. Maybe if he was caught cheating in far more games, they would have dished out something much harsher. We don't really know though. But I'm really curious, what do you guys think is a fair punishment for someone caught cheating in Valorant? Do you have no tolerance for this kind of thing and would just like to see a permanent ban? Or if they are first-time offenders, do you think something like a 1-year ban can be enough to send a message and prevent them from doing it again? And remember, if you want to improve fast, win more gunfights, and get the rank you've always wanted, then there's nothing better than our hyper improvement system at skillcap.com. Check it out, link in the description below. Otherwise, you know the deal, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to keep up to date with the meta and get more premium guides with one goal in mind, helping you become a better player. We here at Skillcapped want to thank you for watching until the end, and we'll catch you in the next one.